everyone. Welcome
Hi
back.
guys.
I'm so excited to see you guys. Guys, we are killing
Haven't
it. We
seen
are
David
back
in a
on
little bit.
campus. We are back on campus. Dude, I have been doing so
Well,
much.
we
So much, dude.
are back on campus.
Yeah.
There's two of us who are back on campus, and as you might be able to tell, which one's which. David and I are back.
I am in the throne right now, so I feel quite powerful. So
Bruh,
I
I am in the chair.
I'm also just very excited to be back doing the podcast again because it's been a little bit since we've done a legit podcast, right? I think.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of sad that we weren't able to do it, but like we all had things. We had a lot of things going on. Like I flew down to Georgia. I spent like a week with my father, my stepmother, my three youngest brothers. I saw my grandfather and my grandmother down there. And anytime I can get with them is just amazing because I don't often see them. And then I flew back to where we live, and 2 days later we drove down
Nice catch.
to. Yeah, I know. I
They
drove down
to our college.
to Georgia. I drove down to Georgia once again, which isn't a short drive. I'm going to tell you guys, it took us 2 days to go down. I stayed there for 4 days, and then went back up in 2 days. The day after, I moved the fuck into college. I am so tired now.
You know, it's just fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. You're fine.
Yeah. Kind of funny.
Oh yeah, and by the way, guys, this is gonna be the first time I'm hosting in like 2 months. I think it is.
How
That's
are you
kinda
guys?
crazy.
I wanted to ask how we start like with Leighton or something. How are you guys enjoying just being back on campus? Does it feel weird? I know Leighton also woke up at 2 p.m., so he didn't get to experience the day. So maybe this is a bad choice, but you know.
Well, yesterday we had some fun times, if you remember, Ethan.
Yesterday I went to bed at like 4 in the morning and then woke up at 8 to prep and move in. And then I did, and I was up the entire day. So me sleeping 12 hours, which I didn't mean to do and I didn't really want to do, is not like out of the ballpark, like out of the blue.
You were just a sleepy, eepy little guy, a little skeevy, weedy little man. But like,
David,
man.
So gonna hop on the questions about moving in and everything. It was great. I'm not expected to have this room as big. If you remember, we were doing it in mine and Ethan's room last year. This room is basically just as big as that, but it's just for me. So bed over here, move over here. It is an entire apartment size, dude. It is ridiculous how big this room is.
Dude, Ethan,
it's
I can't wait for our room.
I'm been looking on like so there's a program that allows us to edit our rooms and stuff and just see what it looks like.
Oh
and
yeah,
I've
what
been
is it
looking
called?
At that. It's Roomy.
Roomy, yeah.
And dude, they have, because of where our room is situated, the leftmost wall as you walk in is window, so we could like theoretically put our desks like in front of the windows, or I could put my desk in front of the window depending on what side we pick, and that's like a good, like, I don't know, lighting to wake up to, or while gaming you have like lighting and stuff. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Hey, so this door behind me, yeah, this is definitely the door into my
fucking guy.
Oh god, you can hear the as he walks away. By the way, we can't hear him, so I'm gonna voice over what he's saying right now.
He's got his own shitter.
I'm a stinky little boy. I'm a stinky little guy with my own bathroom, and I just
Oh, cool.
Oh wait, yeah. I'm so. Oh, hi, Leighton. How's it going?
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Well, that's crazy, guys. That's crazy.
No, stop.
Oh, shut up.
Jesus.
But I spent the day kind of with the RAs, a little bit with Leighton, a little bit with the RAs and stuff at my dorm. And we chill out. We were having a whole conversation. I'm loving talking to them. We're all new. We don't know what each other's interests are, and a lot of these guys are so like educationally focused. They don't fucking do shit. So like, kind of hard to talk about like interests and things like that when
hey, you guys like magic? What's magic?
No, yeah.
So David, what did you talk about?
What did I talk about with them? Like I mean I actually didn't mention Magic once, but I mentioned my good friend Leighton Martinez a few times, and they now think I'm
A few
fucking
times.
obsessed with him. They think I'm fucking obsessed with him, and I feel
Madly
so
in love.
embarrassed.
It's because the two of us were literally hanging out like an hour before.
We were hanging out so often, and I feel so awkward talking to these people like that. But like, oh, it's fine. It's
When
fine.
it's
It's
You're
when it's
okay.
welcome.
It's
on the
all good.
brain, especially like talking about when you have situated like RA stuff. Like the only other RA that we really got to know was Lane. So
Yeah, seriously. And oh man, Joey, our past RHD, walks over and goes, "Oh hey, hi Leighton, how's it going?" Meanwhile, I am a table away. He walks up only to Leighton, says hi, and then walks away. And I go, "Okay,
Thanks,
okay."
Joey.
Yes. Yeah, I was pretty popular in the dining hall today. A lot
You
of people
were.
came up. A lot of people came up and were like, "Holy shit, what's up, Leighton?" I was like, "Hi."
he's just so cool, you
Like,
know.
I will
no.
say another funny story about me hanging out with the RAs and everything is we're chatting. One of the RAs who hasn't come up yet, hasn't talked to us because she's been doing stuff, moving in, like having dinner with her parents, whatever. She walks over to us and goes, "Guys, they messed up. Everything in the vending machine is 60 cents." And we go, we're like, and
Right.
we pile into the elevator. We create a literal line while people are trying to pass us in the
Correct.
hallway as we are all getting stuff for 60 cents in the vending machine.
That's
That
fantastic.
is amazing. I will be checking out our vending machines downstairs to see if that is the case.
Okay, so
If I could buy like 20 monsters, I will.
Do it for
Yeah,
final.
60
load
cents
up.
a piece.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Final thing before we get into this topic. It's gonna kind of roll us into there. Ethan came over yesterday. Leighton and I have minorly moved in. We've unpacked our stuff. We haven't
Oh,
necessarily moved in. Moved in.
yeah, I
Um,
don't have everything here.
and like we start playing Magic. So the first game, Ethan has created, this minor deck. He's playing Toski, which is mono green in Magic the Gathering, which is disgusting, nasty, and it makes me hate the world.
Grody.
Um, and
Yeah, I hate green.
and it's so nasty. It's so gross because he can fucking whip his. Okay, I need to calm down. uh, he can
Huh.
he pays like 2 mana and he gets out like a 12/12 and he's just like, "Da, da, da, I have a 12/12
Correction,
now. I can just bring you."
actually, it was 4 mana, and then I got out Terastodon, and destroyed 3 of your permanents. That was cool. That was kind of epic, you know.
And then after he destroys me the first game, absolutely annihilates me in the worst possible way. He Oppenheimered my board state, if you want to know the truth. Um,
Which
so
was a really good movie.
and then Leighton just comes out of nowhere and destroys him. It
Yeah,
was
they
so
they had
great.
like board wiped me. David destroyed all of my artifacts. Ethan had destroyed some of my important stuff too beforehand. So my board state was empty except for lands. And if you know anything about 5-color decks, is lands are really important.
Just a little bit, just a little bit.
It's just a little important. And I had like 14 basic lands out or something like that.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's crazy,
It's
dude.
also like
I
I
came back and
so
destroyed
overextended.
Ethan.
Yeah, I basically was like, I could just wipe David right now, or I could like let him survive a little bit longer, and he'll probably tank some of my stuff. So I decided to wipe, which was not the right move, because what I ended up doing was wiping. It destroyed a bunch of my creatures. Looking back at Leighton, and Leighton going, "Goodbye, goodbye right now," and I was like, "Aww."
I
So
came right back and just murdered them.
the second
Him.
part of the story comes when the next game we play, I go, "Ethan, I really don't want you playing that deck. You can play another one of my decks. I'm looking for just, a fun game right now." And we
That's not
go,
how it was worded.
That's
Screw
not how it was
you.
worded.
Don't
Witness
play.
testimony.
Oh my god, there's a giant spider on my wall. I'm going. Oh, I'm behind my Overwatch poster. I have to burn it. I have to burn it.
dude, Shelob is here.
No, stop. That was massive. Hold on. You guys keep talking. Hold on. BRB.
bro has to deal with some serious shit right now. But so I bring out my white paws, which is the so easy to kill someone with, and I absolutely wipe him. And Leighton gets so fucking lucky and kills
Well,
him.
so
He is both of my removal, which allows him to build up a board state where he can
I
just tap my guy whenever I want to attack.
yeah, so I had pulled a I had pulled a like a destroy target creature card or whatever like in my first hand, and it's a 1 mana Swords to Plowshares, and David only has Light Paws really. I mean, yes, there's other creatures as well, but not many, and Light Paws is the main point of the deck. So I was just sitting there holding onto this destroy target creature, and I know Ethan and David are going at it, and they're just facing each other off, and David gets really powerful and kills Ethan. And as soon as he kills Ethan, I'm like, okay, now that Light Paws did that, I'm gonna go ahead and kill Light Paws.
It was so dookie. It was so smelly. He stunk. He stunk like a Discord mod for a long time after that.
It
But
was
like
very funny.
he smelled like the inner bowels of an Ewok. Like it was nasty stuff, dude. And you know, actually we traded some blows and stuff like that, but I conceded. Leighton won both games that day. It was really fun.
Oh,
But
great, because my mirrors doesn't always do that hot.
Ethan, how'd it go, bud?
Dude, this thing was like this big, which is like in retrospect not that bad, I guess, but for just a spider on your wall. And motherfucker
Bro.
was fast. Bro had haste. He was just he goes underneath my actually I'll show you. So this is what I see. I'm like podcasting, and mind you, that's the Overwatch poster right there. It's right next to me. I see from behind my TV and it goes underneath my Overwatch poster, and then like a good right after I muted, he was up above like a little bastard, and he was ready to hunt me like a predator. It was
So
disgusting.
there's this spider that we refuse to kill right on our porch just because it's good for mosquitoes and stuff, and we live in a swamp area, and so there's tons of mosquitoes there. This guy, no kidding, is the largest spider I've ever seen. We've taken pictures of it. He is half the size of my shoe. He is half the size of my shoe, and I don't have the biggest shoes. He is
Yeah, he has tiny
this
shoes.
big.
Wolf spider.
He is almost as big as my hand.
That's
Yeah, it
nasty.
is wolf spider.
I
It is
actually
huge,
found
dude.
it was so funny. I was coming home from Lily's house, and I walked in. It's like 10 o'clock at night. It's dark. Porch lights on. Whatever. There's moths everywhere. I open my outer door, like to go to get into my house, and I just happened to catch out of the corner of my eye, big ol' spider, this big,
Yep.
Nasty.
like
Mhm.
That's
right here,
nasty.
right here, and I'm like,
I don't like
hey,
it.
buddy. Gonna go for a snack, I guess. I'm going to
I
get inside as quickly as possible so you don't get inside with me.
Oh yeah, it's God, I hate spiders. I hate spiders so much. They're just devils on earth. I think we should probably hop into this episode. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
15 minutes in. We're good.
Okay,
Do it.
let's get going, guys. So I'm just gonna pull up dumb stuff here, and here we go. In
I think you
3,
should scroll down
2,
just a little.
1. Hey, beautiful people! Welcome back to the Forlight Podcast, a weekly show about gaming, gaming news, and all things entertainment related. I'm your host for this evening, David, alongside my co-hosts.
I'm Leighton.
I'm Aiden.
And I'm Ethan.
So I wanted to say first off, I'm so glad to be back here, guys. I'm gonna be the host for this episode, but seriously, it is so nice to be back on the podcast and just talking and chilling with my
Oh, yeah.
best friends. So, and I'm also moved into the dorm, so feeling good, feeling fresh, feeling fine. But I wanted to do a little bit of housekeeping here, just so you guys can, get comfortable today. Listen to us. So, as always, you can find us anywhere you podcast, anywhere you stream podcasts at Forlight Podcast on all platforms such as Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, and just generally wherever you listen to podcasts. Visually, you can find us on YouTube, and you can find us when we air our podcast on Twitch, which will generally be around the same time, but we're going through some schedule changes, and we'll let you guys know about that whenever we end up settling on the exact times of our podcast and stuff. So, knowing we are a small community and everything, we want to shout out some of the small creators that are part of our communities and who've really helped us out, whether that be friends, whether that be viewers, whether that be anything related to the podcast. We just really wanted to show our appreciation of these people. So, well, if you love D&D figures, go ahead and go check out one of our close friends' Etsy shops named Arcane Addicts. This shop is really interesting because it will do minifigs, bottles, potions. It can spruce up the table in all sorts of neat ways. Interesting, make it so that you are enveloped in your D&D game. Give this Etsy shop just a little bit of love here. Arcane Addicts. As well, we have the links in the descriptions of all of our videos, and we would love if you guys could give us a little bit of love and appreciation to those creators that we're talking about at this time. As well, we always want any support you guys want to give us. We'd love to have it. If you guys want to contact us, we're going to have our emails on our channel. Anywhere you can find us, we'll have our emails present. And if you're just listening to this at Forlight Podcast, we'd love to have some topic ideas. We'd love to see if you guys just want to reach out, show our support, show some love. We love you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you for the support you give to us. Now, on to the topic. So, today we're going to be talking about crossovers in Magic the Gathering. And this is kind of a hot topic right now, and not the store. But we're going to definitely have to dive into a bit of controversy with Wizards of the Coast, also known as WotC. So if you hear us saying that, that's what we're going to be talking about today. I just want to outline some of the sets that have been released this year and want to make sure that everything, like we're talking about the sets so you guys understand, some of the sets that have been released this year, our opinions on those, and then we're going to be moving into the sets that are coming out this upcoming year, which are going to be the most important things that we're going to be talking about and focusing this episode on. So to start, in 2022 fall, both Dominaria United and Brothers War were released. If there's any comments on that, what do you guys think about these sets? What do you guys think?
I think actually, I'll
Yeah,
take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. I think Dominaria was interesting. It was the lands were really cool. It was a throwback to kind of old stuff. But personally, at least for me, I just didn't find very much interest in it. And then Brothers War was a complete flip because they had Transformers.
God
That's
damn it.
all I need.
God,
That's
oh
all
my
I need.
lord.
As
Oh
close
my
as you get
lord.
to a Gundam, that's all I need. Okay,
What's up?
we're
What
getting
about
towards.
Gundam? I didn't know you liked
Listen,
a
listen,
Gundam.
listen,
yeah, I
listen,
didn't know you
listen.
liked Gundam either. What?
Mechs, anything robot related, that's
Dude,
my shit.
you and
Okay,
me are gonna go
and
watch
this is a
Gurren
new thing.
Lagann
That's what I
in
was gonna say.
theaters.
Brothers War was it actually did that had meld as well, right? It
Yeah,
had
Yeah.
right. Okay,
Meld
so
was its like thing.
that was really cool as well, but its meld is so hard to do because you have to have your permanents not die, especially if it's something like Mishra and Dragon Engine, which are two cards that when they're on the battlefield they combine together or meld, and that just
It's
entire thing is difficult to do.
the two main ones for Brothers were Mishra and Dragon's Engine, and the other one was Urza and the Might Stone and Weak Stone.
Yeah, and I think there was also like
There's another one, but I can't
Titiana's
remember what it was.
or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
it was Titania.
There's a
That
Titania
yeah.
one. Interesting. Those are the two ones I
Um,
knew of. I didn't know there was a Titania one.
But yeah,
But anyway.
to finish my thought, basically Brothers War was that kind of it was Transformers, it was interesting, and then it had the meld as well, but it wasn't like a huge set for me, as
Well,
is
and it
some
it
other
brought
things.
back some old characters like like Urza and Mishra, who were huge in like, I mean, we're gonna talk about it later, but like when they would release sets, like themed sets for like an entire year, like all the sets released are about this story. That was Urza was like one of the main people of that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When it started off.
Yeah.
Urza actually was in the war for Pyrexia.
Yeah, he was.
He was like the bane of Yawgmoth, so kind of sick. Just a little bit of magic lore there, but my opinions on both of these sets. I mean, I didn't really like Dominaria, and I thought Brothers War was pretty mid overall. It's just when you have sets like Kamigawa Neon Dynasty
Yeah, you.
and New Capenna stuff, like those ones. It could just be because we really got into Magic around that time, but those sets were golden.
I thought
Yeah.
Dominaria fell short. Like, I don't think any of us pulled more than like 5 packs apiece from Dominaria.
I don't even think I pulled like two. Like,
Like
Yeah, honestly,
it was
same.
it was mid all around. It was very white heavy, and none of us seriously play white. And it also didn't have like any desirable cards.
that was
Yeah.
Painbow, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
that was
So
Painbow.
that goes into my thing. I didn't like Dominaria United as a set. Like I wasn't a huge fan of. Now, keep in mind, I am a 5-color player. I like 5-color. I like how it plays. I like using it, and that's because of Painbow. I bought the Painbow Commander set for Dominaria United, which is this one, and it's fucking insane. It's a crazy like precon.
It's fun.
What
It's fun.
it's a crazy precon, but that was about the only thing that I liked about it was that set because like even the whole domain stuff, which is perfect for 5-color, it's just the way they used it didn't flow very well. Like I think they could have done better with that. And then as far as Brother War is concerned, it's funny again. I have my artifacts deck, which is mirrors. It's all artifacts and mirrors and colorless stuff, but I didn't like it, like the whole all of Brothers War kind of fell short for me. Nothing really interested me in Brothers War. I think that Urza is about the most interesting thing that came out of Brothers War for me. Like a lot of the Urza stuff, because him as a character was interesting to me, and he uses blue and white, and I like that color. I like that set, which is what is that? Azorius. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's probably because of David.
Well, it's
Because of
because of me
Spirit.
because that was the first colors I got you of like
Yeah,
anything.
because of
So.
spirits. I like blue white.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So, I want to say really quick. So I'm going to be talking about these sets. Really, if you have anything notable to say about these sets, go ahead and speak about it. But we don't have to talk about every single set because it's probably going to take a while if we do that. So, let's go ahead and let's see. What about? Oh well, this one's going to be Dominaria Remastered.
We should talk about Phyrexia first. Oh
Well,
wait, what
Dominaria Remastered. Well, I'm gonna go through all the sets, Leighton. Thank you very much.
all the sets.
I'm gonna list all the sets that have like come out recently. If you guys have something notable to say about it, feel free to go ahead and talk about it. But you don't have to like go through everything like that because it'll
Okay.
probably take us a while to do that. And like the point of it is on the newer sets and everything. So, um, but let's talk about Dominaria Remastered actually because this isn't on the list that we had, but this was released right after Dominaria Reunited type thing. It was kind of mixed alongside it. What do you guys think about Dominaria Remastered?
Remastered was great. It had all of the colored tutors. Like,
I love
Yeah.
Domri.
how can you?
Domri is awesome.
Domri was great because it just
Birds
had
of
all the good.
Paradise.
Yeah, screw you, Layton. Screw you.
Domri was awesome.
Go,
I love
go
Domri.
fuck yourself. I really
First
want that
pack
card.
I opened.
For
First
audio
pack I opened.
listeners, he just showed Vampiric Tutor, which is
No,
a card we
not
pulled
just
on my
Vampiric
birthday.
Tutor. Vampiric Tutor borderless full art.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is a
Beautiful
beautiful
card.
card.
Beautiful.
It is a
It is a beautiful
stupidly beautiful card. I hate it.
So, but like, do we have anything notable to say about this set? Like,
Honestly,
has it
we've only
impacted
pulled
us?
it once. I've never seen it in shops until we bought the box.
Yeah, I
and
think
pulled it.
Tutors is the only thing.
Yeah,
It's-
really, Tudor.
Otherwise, it. Oh, did it have Birds of Paradise in there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
It was.
It had a
it's-
few good things.
To be honest, actually thinking back on it, it's like Diet Commander Masters.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
It's like Diet Commander Masters. We'll talk about that debacle in a bit, but
That whole thing.
it had all the good
Mhm.
cards. It was cheap comparatively, like to other sets. We got it on sale, which never happens.
Yeah, I loved. I see. Domri had more of an impact for me, like than Dom
Oh,
U.
yeah.
Dominaria
just
United
kinda
was like
won't.
kind of fell short, but then Domri actually had like an impact. And I'm not just talking about Vampiric Tutor, obviously, which did most of the reason.
It was
But,
it
like,
was a
some of the
more
other things I
interesting
pulled
set.
were fun.
It had good cards. It had like interesting things that you could use with it, unlike Dom U.
So I wanted to go ahead and bring up the next two sets. Well, I guess three sets. Let's have this as a bundle here because this is kind of similar to it's a diet version of what they used to do of releasing like storylines for 1 or 2 years straight. But the 3 sets that were released kind of together in Junction were Phyrexia All Will Be One, March of the Machine, and March of the Machine Aftermath. And we don't have to talk about every
Mom.
single one of these, but I think
We
I think
pulled the
we have
shit
some.
out of Phyrexia. All will be one
All Will Be
specifically.
One was
We
pulled
pulled
so much.
the shit out of all will be one. I'm pretty sure we've got nearly every card in that set, other than like the really rare, like $60 cards or whatever.
All of my
No, even
toxic deck right there.
yeah, seriously though. I mean, it
It's
was a
Oh
really
god,
cool
the
set.
toxic phase. Oh
it was a
jeez.
good set. It was a good little set. I enjoyed it. Like all like
I
it had some great cards like Canker Bloom. You sacrifice it, you can add you can like proliferate, add a +1/+1 or like create something, I think. Um
the whole
it,
Phyrexian
Also,
theme wasn't that interesting to me, but like the play, the way those cards went, and like I don't know, it was fun. I liked
it
Phyrexia.
was fun. It was really neat. And then Ethan back there, he's flexing real quick. He's
Sorry.
flexing. I will say really quick though too, Phyrexia, these sets had an insane impact on the standard game. And I'm the only one here who's played standard, and I even played online, but it had a crazy impact. Like Venerated Rot Priest, ridiculous card. Ridiculous card. I can't believe it's still legal. But yeah, it made poison viable in like a standard meta, which is crazy.
Poison already. First off, toxic is bad shit.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, no,
it's a
toxic
weaker
is
form of
ridiculous.
poison. It's a weaker form of poison, but stronger in that there's all of Phyrexia kind of made toxic crazy.
Yeah.
Like the whole proliferate stuff is an amazing mechanic that they really like
Yeah.
fleshed out there with toxic.
Like Canker Bloom, sacrifice Canker Bloom, choose one. Destroy target artifact, destroy target enchantment, proliferates. 2 mana.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
it's crazy. So, anything else to say about Mom, like which
I
is
want to talk
March of the
about.
Machines
I
or
like mom. I
Aftermath?
like mom.
Mom was actually really fun. March of the Machines was a very interesting set. Like I feel like it was banger, banger. We'll talk about that in a sec. Like Phyrexia,
Mom.
banger. It was great. It had talks, it had proliferate, it had like all of the ridiculous shit where it got thrown into the meta and everyone was just like, toxic, proliferate, and then it didn't really do much, and everyone's like, oh, I kind of like this. This was fun. This was an interesting set. And then March of the Machines came around. Everyone was looking for Ragavon. Everyone was looking for like Vorinclex or Elishnorn, and all of
I think
the
mom had like the. It wasn't very powerful, other than like Ragavon. It wasn't very powerful in the cards that you get. I mean, I built my incubate deck off that because there's a cool function to me that they
Incubate
added.
was a cool function.
But
Yeah.
also it really focused on the 2-person commanders, where it is one commander, but it's like so and so and so and so, and then it was just a constant. Like that's what mom practically was the
The
2-person
same.
Oh
commanders.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
one
yeah,
And
yeah.
then like
card,
a
but two
lot
people.
of
It's like paired commanders.
planeswalkers. That was
Yeah.
It was honestly, I wouldn't call it the best set. It was a good set.
One of the
Get it,
cool
Ethan.
things about Mom is that it had crossovers. It was the end game, Avengers end game of Magic the Gathering. It took all of your favorite characters and mashed them together. Like what was it? What's the card that I said that we are? You and me, Ethan. Because I'm 5'4".
Oh,
Ethan's
it's the
6'5".
the centaur and the
Yeah,
like.
it's Flibblethip and I'm trying to remember the other name. It's Flibblethip and like another character,
I
but
was
it's
gonna
like
say
Flibblethip
Galthon
is this.
Mavrin, like the dinosaur and the little
No, no, no.
vampire.
Yeah, it's Flibblethip and something else. But it's just there were some jokes that could be made. It was a fun set. It was a fun set.
It was a
Yeah, I
And then
fun
there
wouldn't say
was
it's
and
one.
interesting set. It was a good follow up to All Will Be One.
I liked All Will Be One more than Mom, but I
Same
did
with me.
enjoy
Same with me.
Mom. Mom was interesting. It wasn't like Dom. Like Dom U was probably the worst out of all of these ones, honestly. The ones we've talked about. Well,
Debatable.
debatable to
I'm
what?
gonna
Brothers
agree with
War?
that. I'm gonna agree with that.
Brothers War was better
Oh
than
no no
Dom
no!
U.
The next one.
No,
The
no,
I'm
no,
next
not
no.
one
talking
we're
about
talking
next.
Aftermath.
about.
I'm not
Aftermath is the
talking
one
about
we're talking
Aftermath.
about right.
Aftermath is the worst. From the ones we've talked about. From the ones
Oh
we've
yeah,
talked about, it's
definitely.
the worst.
Domu is definitely the worst of the
Aftermath-
ones we. Aftermath
Aftermath
brought
was
it to a new fucking
horrible.
low.
Aftermath was horrible. Oh my
Okay.
I
goodness.
don't know what
It
they
was
were trying
disgusting.
to go for.
It was
that was
they were trying to sell more collectors packs. That's what they were. They turned it into collectors packs.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
this is where they started what we have issues with. This
Yeah.
is where they started. the issues.
And
Yep.
that's where we currently are, which is sad.
Well, there's one more
Not
set
quite. There's
that we need
there's
to talk about.
yeah, there's one more.
We need to talk about Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
So
I want to talk about
now-
Aftermath first. I want to explain to the viewer why we are so upset over this.
okay, go ahead.
Well, Phyrexia, banger. It was great. Right through packs, we got to do all the jumpstart stuff. We got so many cards. Great. March of the Machines.
That was so fun.
We got to pull all of that. A bunch of us got freaking Paraders, or just me. I got like 3. I don't remember. No, I got 4.
I
I-
totally forgot. I totally forgot something very important. My Urtet is a Phyrexia.
Yeah.
I forgot Urtet's Phyrexia. I pulled this guy from a draft. It was like, this is a good hefty price.
Did you pull
guy.
Urtet at PAX?
Yes, I pulled Urtet at PAX.
Damn.
That's sick. That's so
Um,
sick.
I forgot about that. That was
Phyrexia,
awesome.
banger. March of the Machine, slightly less of a banger, but still a pretty good set. Aftermath came around and we're like, oh,
Yeah, it's
Oh.
ridiculous. There's no money in Aftermath, and everyone realizes it. They just Aftermath is probably. I
doo-doo.
believe it is statistically in the past like 3 years their worst selling set. Period.
because
Um,
there's no point. There's no good cards. There's no point in getting it. They didn't.
So
They decided to be money grabby without like the little dangle.
I'm gonna move past Aiden's rage really quick, and I'm gonna talk about. Let's talk about Lord of the Rings really quick, because this is one of the most awaited sets of the entire year. And even if you're not a big Magic fan, I'm sure if you're in the Lord of the Rings fandom, if you're just a nerd in general, you've heard about the One Ring, which was the $2 million card that was to be auctioned. Oh, it was to be put into a random pack, kind of like a golden ticket. And when you find it, offers were going upwards of $1 million, $2 million, and we'll talk about where that goes eventually. But this set was extremely controversial, and if you guys want to get into that, you guys can go ahead.
Well, so just to talk a little bit about it, first off, I love Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is probably one of my favorite fantasy things, like
Never
things in
seen it.
general. That's because you're wrong, and in
And you're
fact,
going to watch it with
you know,
us.
it's
Yeah,
funny.
no,
You
I
know what's
will.
funny
I
about
love.
that, Aiden?
I'd love
You know,
to.
you know what's funny about that, Aiden? I specifically brought these 2 things because we did a Star Wars marathon before we left school.
We have to
And
do a
when
Lord
we
of
get
the Rings
back,
marathon.
we are doing a Lord of the Rings and a Band of Brothers marathon. This one is a little more optional than this one. This one you have to see.
You have to. It's
I
a
will.
mandatory
I will watch
thing.
it. Can we watch The Hobbit first? Can we go in order?
No,
Aw.
we're watching Lord of the Rings. Hobbit's
We're
mid.
watching Lord of the Rings. Yeah, no. Read the Hobbit book. It's
I
300
have
pages,
read
dude.
the Hobbit book. I read it in like 6th grade.
Then you don't need to
You're
watch the
fine
movies.
then. You don't need
But-
to watch the movies.
So
The movies are literally 12. It will take you longer to watch the movies than to read the book.
So
Bro.
just to quickly finish my thought, Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite fantasy things of all time. I think the way they set up the set itself, like cards wise and like abilities wise and that kind of thing, was pretty good. They did a very good job of it. The cards are beautiful. The card like they look good. They play well. It's fun mechanics. There's a lot of food token stuff. There's a lot of the ring bearer stuff. There's a lot of amassing orc stuff. Like that's all really cool. It was all very cool. However, their marketing of it desecrated the set for a lot of people. Desecrated the
so?
set.
How so?
Because of the whole bundle box controversy. The
Oh, right.
the bundle boxes are priced higher than the bundle boxes in the past.
Considerably
and they have
higher.
Considerably higher, and they have one less set booster in them. Period.
And
They raise the
something
price.
else to add.
Lower the set booster. Like what? Like what?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and it's because they want a chance of pulling that One Ring card. And another thing is right now the One Ring, like the normal print version, is selling extremely high right now because it's
Yeah.
extremely it is breaking Modern right now. It is breaking Commander. It needs to be banned if I'm fully honest. But
It is a very, very powerful card and should not be.
Wait, so what's?
and
Hold on.
so
One
the
Sorry,
Ring
One Ring right
i-
now, it's selling for
indestructible artifact.
$40 right now. The ones that are in the the bundles themselves are selling for $65
Pre-release is
on
selling for
Amazon, and
150.
yeah, it's ridiculous. They're
But
selling for a ridiculous amount of money. And the thing is too, the fact that these people were chasing that collector card made these boxes of 7 packs, was it?
yeah, it's 7
Um,
rather than 8, and at a higher price.
ridiculous,
It's
absolutely
like
insane.
$20,
These boxes were going
$30 more.
upwards of $300.
Yeah. No,
That's
this is
gross.
crazy.
And when
gross.
this was before the One Ring had been found, and it has been found by a guy in Canada, and he sold it off to none other than
Post
Post
Malone
Malone.
himself.
I
That
actually
was
saw
funny.
the I actually saw the TikTok of him holding the actual One Ring card, and I'm like, that's not real.
It's ridiculous. And dude,
I'm going to
wait,
buy one of those
you
bundles. I think.
bought, brother.
I
Did you
think.
realize how much the card is?
I didn't.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's
legit.
actually in here.
It should be.
It should be.
Well, no, like
Wait, the
I
One
think I
Ring comes
threw
in
it
every
some other.
single.
I was like, eh.
Yeah, every bundle box does have a One Ring in it. Not the One Ring, but a One Ring.
That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
that's a profit
Also-
right there.
Also, it's not necessarily the serialized one because the serialized one's an entirely different matter because there's like 100 or something
Yeah,
like
there's
that.
like 100 or some, and then that's another chase card. And the big thing is, they didn't say that this was an elite set. They made it kind of mandatory for players like in Modern, which is already a pricey format. They made it like a staple in Modern where you have to have 4 copies of it. That means an additional $160 you have to spend on your decks. You have to do all sorts of this. It is pricing out the regular consumer. And
Yeah.
that's where we get into the
It
problem
becomes
that's coming up right now.
It's literally like a pay to win. Magic has always had kind of an issue in like for me as far as like paying to win for stuff, but you don't need to necessarily. But stuff like this not help.
And what's
Doesn't
really
help.
funny is like my favorite thing is when Lane puts together mirrors or something like that, or Ethan puts together his most expensive deck, and like I come in with Paco and I'm like,
Yeah, your $40 Paco deck. It's like,
no,
your cards
it's
are mine.
$12.
Yeah.
What?
And that's just an example of how it is. It's not play to win all the time.
It's
but there are some
not
things
it's
that
not pay
can
to
make it
win,
like that.
but there are some things like my Elves deck is probably like $400 worth of cards.
Yeah,
And
my
for a lot
mill
of
deck is a
people,
ridiculous number. Is like probably $400 or $500, but I
yeah,
pulled all of those cards.
for a lot of people in this hobby, there we go. There's the One Ring. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Is that a
that's the-
borderless
that's the-
too?
Well, no,
Yeah.
the borderless is the normal one that comes in the deck. That one's priced at like $40.
Oh,
The
because the
This is
special one that
40
you can get.
This is $40.
the non-borderless one is 54.
Yeah,
What?
the non-borderless one, the regular one, is the rarer one almost.
That's gross, dude. I'm sorry. That's gross.
It's
not even
insane.
on.
It's actually
the
nasty.
borderless isn't even on sale on TCG as far as I can see.
But anyway,
it's nasty.
so that was Lord of the Rings. There's a little controversy around the
Oh, there
marketing
it
and the
is.
way they went about
So
it.
tons of controversy around that, and this is kind of getting into crossovers in Magic the Gathering. Before we really get into the next set, actually we're going to talk about crossovers right after we talk about this next set, because crossovers is going to lead us into the most upcoming sets.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Commander Masters really quick.
Shitstorm.
Literal shitstorm.
They deserve every bit of it. They deserve every bit of it for Commander Masters.
I'm not very knowledgeable on this. You guys will have to explain a little bit more.
Okay. So the long and short of it is, like, just broad strokes, stupidly good cards that have been in Magic for like 10 years now, all in this set. Stupid high price point for the actual set.
What's
So-
the price for the actual set?
I think they're
so
like it's like $250 for a box.
yeah, for like a bundle box.
No, not a bundle box. Set
Like, what
booster
do you mean
box.
Oh, a set booster box.
And that's insane because regularly these decks, these new ones go for like 120, 130, 140.
Yeah.
Having it priced at 240 entry level, ridiculous. And
That's disgusting.
it's spiked upwards of $320,
To put it
which
in
is just
perspective, to put it in a little bit of perspective, the Lord of the Rings set came out, and the standard price for a commander set, like a built commander set from that set, was like $60-$70, which is the case for a lot of commander sets. Like Painbow was a $60 deck. The current the sets for commander masters are priced at $130-$140 just like out of the gate. Like let
Well, that's
me
more than that is okay.
I'm gonna go look it up actually.
Let's put it in perspective. Me and Aiden are going back to school and we're having to purchase a couple things, such as a mini fridge. The mini fridge that we just purchased was $120. It was on sale and it was like $30 off. So it was like originally $150. That means that this commander deck was more than a mini fridge at base price without the discount. That's disgusting.
Well, again, it depends on the like commander set you're buying here, because some of them are like the normal price, like 55, 60, and that's because prices fluctuate at the moment.
And
Like
there's
those
a reason
fluctuate,
for
and
that as well.
Those two sets are not as good as the other ones. Like Slivers and Eldrazi are priced high.
Yeah, no.
Like,
Unsurprisingly, they
Mhm.
made precons that are so powerful that it can be used in a tournament.
No, this is the thing though. People have played them against other precons that have come out. They say they're equal, if just a smidge more powerful, just a tad more
Well,
powerful
Wow.
than
when
the
you have
regular
things like
precons released.
zombies, it's like you can't really beat a zombie tribal without a decent deck.
Well, and that's the thing, is like it is like equal to the other decks that we're releasing. They standardly release at $45.
Mm-hmm.
When
40 something
and
ish.
that's 40 something ish dollars. And that is the price that they've released them at.
I
Recently
just want to point
Wizards
out. I just want to point out that X River in the chat pointed out that you can't even buy the silver or the sliver or the Eldrazi precons, those ones we mentioned, without buying a set of 4+ precons for multiple $100s. Like you can't
Mhm.
get the other ones unless you buy the the all set, like the set of all of the commander sets, which is like $270. I'm pretty sure.
Gross.
The
Gross.
4-pack of commander decks, yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
disgusting.
ridiculous.
It's disgusting.
So the reason for this is, so Wizards has gone out, and Wizards of the Coast, I'm saying, has gone out and said this is not a premium product. Excuse me?
They explicitly stated it's not a premium product, i.e., it is a regular thing. It is not like this. It's not a higher price thing. It's
It
not
shouldn't be
like
a high
an
price thing.
elite thing.
And then they went ahead and they said, okay, we're not going to put a cap on the market. We're not going to say these should be sold on every site in every store at this price. They said, we're going to let the stores do whatever they want with it. So the stores, like Amazon, like a local GameStop, store, have started jacking up the price so much more than what they ever would have been able to do.
You
It's
guys,
just ridiculous.
you guys want to hear some price points?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Oh God.
Okay. So, the 4-pack, the Commander Masters 4-pack, it's on sale, limited time deal, $294, off from 350, off from 354. The collector, actually,
It's insane.
surprisingly, I lied. I'm like, surprisingly, the collector's booster is the cheapest one here. It's 4 packs. The collector's like box is 4 packs, $174.
That's 4
Yeah.
packs of cards. That's
4
insane.
packs. 24 packs.
I'm
300.
losing my faith.
Yeah.
in
20,
MTG.
24 packs. So like a Baldur's Gate, set booster box. $322.
So, have you guys heard of Flesh and Blood? It's this cool new up and coming card game.
Here to Slay? Could we just play Here to Slay forever?
Yeah, let's just play Here to Slay. On God.
Draft. Okay, so draft 248 on sale.
I will say this kind
wanna
of puts me in
say-
perspective, like playing Pauper now.
Yeah, yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, you can play Pauper and the entry point is like $60. Um, it's just insane. Also, really quick, these are some Commander Masters. I haven't pulled Commander Masters because it's a fucking waste of money. But buying singles off of it, like some crazy cards that were selling for really high price points, are now down to pretty cheap. This card that I just bought the other day, beautiful art, full art. I got it for $5. It
All
used to be
right.
selling for $30. This is why singles are dropping in price with this, which is pretty solid for people who are just buying singles. But if you want to buy packs, that's too much. And like, look, some of these cards are beautiful. So I want
But
to say
anyway,
I'm gonna start moving us on really quick because I want to get us to talk about, upcoming sets and things like that. But I want to talk about really quick your opinion and your statement on Magic the Gathering, focusing now, and they're not necessarily like saying it's the only thing we're doing, but focusing more than they used to on crossovers, what they call worlds beyond. Okay, so let's start with Ethan here.
Okay, so I think I have a different opinion than a lot of people. And I might be a little controversial here. But personally, the story of Magic and the story of Magic's original characters has never really interested me. The original characters that came out, I mean, other than like Urza and Mishra were cool, and that was a cool story that I kind of dipped my toes into. But realistically, like I spend most of my time just playing the game with my friends. That's the goal. And so when I saw crossovers, so I see like Doctor Who and Lord of the Rings, and then things like coming out like Fallout. Like Fallout is a 100% 10 out of 10. Like, please, thank you. Like, I will be purchasing. Um, and oh god, my dog's barking too. So sorry if we hear
Oh
that.
wow.
But like, and then things like Final Fantasy, like that's gonna be awesome. And my God, my dog. Sorry.
My dogs are
I
barking
was
too.
more, I
Not
was
even
No,
gonna
more
get
paying
lie.
out of
attention to
here.
his dogs. I'm
I
more paying attention
hate
to his dogs.
Hold on.
everything.
Hey, hey, I'm just talking about my socks here, guys. That's all.
I I'm just gonna go ahead and say really quickly, while he's gone, I the original story of Magic the Gathering was like very very early. It was almost like a Persian, almost like a Arabia theme.
Well, they like the original theme wasn't really necessarily themed. It was alpha and beta, and then they released like Arabian Nights, which is kind of
That's
themed
what
in
I was
more
thinking
like
of. I was thinking
it's
of
themed
Arabian
in
Nights.
more like the world, like the Earth. It's themed in more
Yeah,
like Earth stuff, and then they start exploring other worlds and stuff like that. And that went over big because it's magic. Like it's supposed to be linked to fantasy and stuff like that. And
yeah.
now
So it
they're
went well.
crossing it over. So let's let Ethan finish up his thoughts here.
I didn't really hear what you guys kind of correlated off what I said, but I'll try
That's
to
fine.
just
It was a side point about Arabian Nights.
okay. But yeah, no, it to me, I haven't had much interest in just generally the story. I will like Throne of Eldraine or whatever that set
Oh
is.
Thrones of
That
yeah.
looks
Eldraine.
cool. That's awesome. And I'm pretty sure it's tied to just the Magic story. It's an original story, right? I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's Eldraine is a classic. It's a lot of elves and mystical creatures and stuff like that.
Like
It's
Fae,
meant to be
stuff like that.
A
it's meant to
lot
be
of
more like fairy
elves,
tale
you
type
say?
stuff. Oh yeah. No, you
Um,
heard me right.
but no,
Okay,
it's
but the last
that.
Eldraine set released Oko, Thief of Crowns, which was the most game-breaking card probably in the history of Magic the Gathering. Other than like what the
The fucking
uh
Savannah Lions.
Rockek or something like that. No, oh my God, Savannah Lions. But like there was another card that just broke the game too. But honestly, like Eldraine has been and it will always be a huge and popular set. But
Yeah.
let's get back onto the
Yeah, well,
topic
no,
of
it's
just like expansions really quick.
yeah, it like Eldraine is something that I was like, oh, cool. But to be perfectly honest, okay, granted, if the set comes out with a One Ring, I personally I wasn't really a big fan of the One Ring in general, but it jacked up the prices of set boosters. It made Lord of the Rings so much harder to just want to buy, which made the concept of like when I first thought about Lord of the Rings, I was like, holy crap, we're gonna get our favorite characters, we're gonna be able to play with them, it's gonna be easy to get. but I don't think any of us play with Lord of the Rings characters right now
Other
in
than
our
like
decks.
many
I'm
partings, which is a great little
yeah.
like land search, I don't
Yeah.
use anything. I bought like
I'm
4 packs, and I use many
And
partings.
there's
That's it.
and exactly the point though is like there wasn't a need because of that, and I feel like if the price was lower we would have bought more. And so that's the thing with like Fallout to me, if they do it right, it needs to be priced lower. It needs to be a more accessible set. But then they're gonna see so many more sales, I feel, if the general cost is lower. Because I feel like just in retrospect, it's not gonna turn people away. I would walk into our local game store and just be like, I guess I'm just not gonna get a deck right now or a set right now. Because nothing
Yeah, if
interested
it's
in
like
me, and the only thing that was new was Lord of the
$9,
Rings.
I ain't buying shit. I'm gonna go for Strixhaven Draft Booster for $4 and try and get that
Exactly. Yep.
tutor.
Yep.
Kamigawa draft
Yeah.
boosters, $4.
And even then, like I kind of, and that's why I say I'm a little bit different than a lot of people. Even you guys, like you pull draft boosters, and I personally have no interest in draft boosters because I
Well,
feel like
honestly, that's what I've been doing recently. I mean, it really is
Well,
gambling. But
yeah,
like,
it is.
I mean,
My biggest thing, the reason I'm pulling draft boosters so much, as far as like Kamigawa draft boosters and stuff, or like
because you
the
love the set.
yeah, that, and I love the lands. Like the lands are a
Mhm.
big piece of it for me, and I found a lot of these just through draft boosters, and they're cheaper, and
Yeah, they're
I like that.
gorgeous.
They're very wonderful. They're very cool cards, and it's a way for me
Like,
to
look at this one.
adjust
I
the
pulled
customization.
like I got this one from New
New
Capenna.
Capenna?
Like
Yeah.
that is a gorgeous land.
yeah,
So really quick, I mean, I would like to talk about my opinions really quick on all of this expansion stuff. I have like two schools of thoughts when it comes to this. Number one, it's that this is gonna get new players excited for Magic. Like, and that's awesome. I want more players in here. I want players who have been interested in Doctor Who for a while, getting a Doctor Who set,
people like
getting
Nick. Yeah.
into Magic, wanting to play it. I want people who are really interested in Fallout. I want people who are interested in Assassin's Creed, whatever. I want them to be interested in the game so we can keep playing with new people. And I love that. But if I see the other side as well, which is people being upset about, you know, they're not really, it doesn't feel like Magic anymore. It feels like they're just chilling out for money with cards and stuff. They people have equated it to the Fortnite of card games. Like it's it's just expanding to get sales and stuff like that rather than keeping the integrity of the game.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna be honest. If they $5 set booster, $4 draft booster, every single set, I feel like their sales would skyrocket. Maybe bump
yeah,
Oh
that
yeah.
up to
no,
a
I
five.
agree.
That's
Maybe
what,
bump that up to a
I mean,
$5, $6, or like for like the Lord of the
bro,
Rings, cap it at $7.
bro, how much is it to print a fucking card?
Yeah.
It's not that much. It is really, it's
wait,
like cents to print a card.
and
Like,
that's been a topic for a while of like why do we give so much value to pieces of cardboard
And
practically.
so legally this is not a gambling thing. Or else like legally Magic the Gathering is not gambling because Wizards proclaims that once you pull a card it has no value except for
yeah.
personal value, which is objectively incorrect. And honestly, if it got this is started to be discussed as gambling, these prices might fluctuate and things like that because truth of the matter is it really is gambling.
I mean, it really is because you're pulling cards in hopes of one, maybe pulling specific cards that are expensive or very powerful, and they're generally intertwined. And a very powerful card is generally going to be a very expensive card,
The
and
amount of
that's
money
why you pull cards, or it's
the
because
amount
you
of
like a certain
money I
set.
would have saved throughout like the first 2 years if I had just not had the mindset that I wanted to pull based off of a card that was in a set. And mind you, these cards that I wanted to pull weren't even cards that I was interested in. I just wanted to resell them. So at that point it was gambling. It was literally the process of buying just to resell, buying just to resell, and then I'd end up losing so much money just to get a little bit back.
Yeah,
And
I
I
like.
think that's why, I mean, at least I have kind of stopped buying any sets. I'll buy prepackaged sets at like our local game store or something like that, where like he creates the sets or something like that, because he pulls so much. Like game stores are able to financially like make money back because they get discounts on buying product, which means they can open it and sell it and actually make a profit. Um,
Mhm.
Oh
but
yeah, no.
so you're gonna
Full
get interesting
can we
cards.
like shout out that guy cuz he's good.
No,
No, no, no,
Oh,
no, no, no,
we
no, no,
shouldn't
no, no, no.
dox.
we can't. Yeah,
Nope,
We
we
can't
nope,
can't do
do
nope.
that. We guys, we fly 14 hours to this one specific game store. Uh,
Yeah.
every other couple of months or so, we fly out there
Absolutely,
for
absolutely.
$200 a
Hmm.
ticket.
But
Also,
like he'll create packs himself that's like of 15 cards of rares and
No, it's
foils and stuff
30.
from certain sets. It's like it's ridiculous amounts of cards for like 3, 4, $5. It's
Mm.
great stuff because if you want to just pull some stuff, get some more bulk that you might want to build decks out of. That's a great way to do it, and you're supporting a local game store
And
while
it's
Oh,
not doing the gambling.
so much better than shitty.
Yeah, no, that guy's $1 like 2 rares and then a whole bunch of commons uncommons is like the best thing ever. Cuz
Yeah,
it's just collection building.
Yeah,
Like you
you
can
pay
yeah,
10 bucks.
absolutely.
You pay $10, and then you have what? If you get
300
say
cards.
30 cards, you get
300
30,
cards.
300
It's
cards. That's awesome. That is awesome. That is you could. Like, and if he's done it specifically based on like a certain set, like which he has done for like Lord of the Rings and stuff, he has sets for the Lord of the Rings cards. Like if you do that with certain sets, like and have it like the theme, you could get the theme of that set and make a deck out of that. That's
Absolutely.
awesome. That is
And
awesome.
I like crossovers because I like the sets. I'm less inclined to buy them because they're going to be more expensive. I just like seeing what cards are going to do. Like, I'm not like I've never seen Doctor Who. I've seen like the most I've seen of Doctor Who is the TikToks like clips.
bad take. Bad
Bad
take.
take.
Oh,
Bad
I've
take.
never watched Doctor
gross.
Who. I'm sorry.
Bad take.
My
I can't say
boy,
I'm not
please.
like
You have HBO.
no,
You have HBO.
I
It's
guess I
free
do.
Yeah,
with our college.
it came
Like,
free with your college. I
dude,
had to
you
open
can
college
watch
known
it.
to
You can
man.
binge it. It is one of my favorite shows ever made. It's just so fun to
I
watch.
know, I know. I need to watch like Doctor. I have so many shows I need to watch. Um, but like seeing like the time travel stuff, uh, ability that they came up with
Oh,
to
yeah.
like do all the Time Lord stuff, where it's all about suspend counters, which haven't been in the game for a little bit. Um,
I
it's
love that.
super cool. Like I like the crossovers just to see what they're going to do with the characters that I know.
Yeah.
Um, but it just ends up being more expensive and not worth it. Cuz it's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, like 40K. I love like hearing about the Tyranids. I know like jack shit about them from a 40K perspective, but I love the concept of the Tyranids. I want to get a tier. Oh, it's like it like if it the
Like
40K
80
ones
bucks.
actually were like not that
Yeah,
bad.
they're down to like $40 now.
Yeah, no, the Tyranid the 40K sets were not horrible. I think they started at like 50 something and then shot up a little bit and then went back down. But they were not horrible. But like Fallout, it's gonna be like $80 to get a commander deck. And
Yeah. No, I like. Yeah, it's just so like. What are your general thoughts? Would you rather not see crossovers, or would you rather see crossovers?
I want to see crossovers. I genuinely really do want to see crossovers because I'm not hugely into the lore of Magic. I think it shakes up the game a little bit. Having these new perspectives and new keyword abilities. Like if I can have a commander deck with a courier from Fallout New Vegas, or Benny, or Mr. House or something, that would be fucking amazing. Um, but what's gonna happen is it's gonna come out. It's not gonna be great, and it's gonna be like $80, and that's where my problem lies. I love the crossovers themselves. I hate that they're just cash grabs.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far so, uh, is that kind of the conclusion there, Aiden? So as far as my thoughts on it are, I mean, we're just voicing the same thing at this point. Like, I like to see the crossovers, although I do have an extra point. I think that as far as with crossovers and with abilities are concerned, I like that the crossovers kind of give give the writers of the cards and like the game masters and whatnot, give them like some inspiration for how to do certain like new mechanics and things like that. I enjoy that. I enjoy that the crossovers give that to the game masters and give that to the writers and stuff. However, I don't think you need an entirely I don't think you need a crossover specifically to get that new like ability. Like the whole idea of a time travel set that is all about suspend counters. That's awesome, and that's coming from the Doctor Who set that they're about to release. I don't know. Is it released? I don't
No,
know.
Oh,
it,
not
it
yet.
releases in like I believe it releases October, November. I'm not sure, but yeah,
Well,
it's
so
gonna be
yeah,
cool.
like that whole ability, that's awesome. But what they could be doing is they could be looking at that, getting the inspiration, and then instead of making an entire, or instead of like doing a crossover set, which is it's kind of lazy, honestly. It's kind of lazy and easy because you can pull all the same characters. Transitioning that into something of their own making, I think, would benefit both the game and the profits they're going to make and stuff.
And
Although
truthfully,
I will say yes, it's because the issue is they're not making sets for, I mean they are, but they're not. Their focus for making sets for Magic players is diminishing.
I
Their
agree.
focus for making sets for players
New
who have never
players.
played Magic before is, it's increasing, yes, but
Actually,
it's a cash grab for both
I
because
want to
I
go
mean
ahead and I want to read out actually some of the upcoming ones, and I just, I want you to tell me if it sounds like a Magic set or if it sounds like they're trying to expand it to a younger audience. Like because a lot
the
of these
Fortnite
are
set.
hitting me that way. Yeah, they had Fortnite at some point. So
Yeah, they
I'm gonna
had
go
the
ahead and
Fortnite
say,
secret layer.
yeah,
Well,
like
okay,
listen,
Secret Layer is a little
Secret Layer is
different, I think.
different, but yeah.
Secret Layer's different, but like I'm gonna read some of these like titles and like just listen out. Like these are all the sets that are coming out. These sound childish to me. Like half of them sound childish or are like a direct franchisement. So Wilds of Eldraine, that sounds cool.
Yeah,
The
magic-y.
Lost Caverns of Ixalan,
Magic-y.
okay, a little wacky. Ravnica Remastered, cool, 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 cool.
And that's
Murders
to
of
pander.
Karlov Manor,
That yeah, no,
Yeah,
I read those two, the one and then the one after Fallout, and it's like,
yeah.
what?
yeah.
We have Fallout after that.
And you know what they're
Outlaws
doing?
of
You know what they're doing?
Thunder Junction.
Yeah, what the hell is Outlaws of Thunder Junction, and can I make a High Noon deck? Because I will make a High Noon deck, and it will be
You know what they're doing?
hilarious.
But why is it called Thunder Junction? The fuck?
That's
It
what
Yeah,
sounds like
that's
a
so
fucking.
goofy.
It sounds like
It's
something
so
from
fucking
Borderlands.
goofy.
so
Yeah,
many
it's
so
like a
many jokes
Disney
can be
ride,
made.
bro.
You
It's
know what they're
literally like
doing?
you're getting.
They're releasing they're releasing the remastered sets to pander to the Magic players. That's what they're doing, so that they have like leverage to do the other stuff they're doing. They're
Yeah.
like, so Magic players can't go, well, like, what are you doing? Like, make something new and original. Oh, but here's Ravnica remastered. Dom Ree.
Yeah, no, it's like,
Like,
you liked Ravnica, right? Like, here's Ravnica Remaster, Modern Horizons 3. Come on,
yeah.
guys.
Modern
Oh my
Horizons
gosh.
3.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's so. You know what's funny? I literally said earlier in the podcast, wow, those two are the ones that are going to be awesome.
Because they
Yep,
are,
absolutely.
and they're probably gonna.
So I'm gonna
Modern
keep reading
Horizons
these.
3 is gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep reading
Expensive.
these just because like these are either a target to a younger like or newer audience, a franchisement of an already existing series and like an expanded world, or it's a sequel to a set that is already established within Magic.
Mhm.
Like let me read these last ones. Assassin's Creed, Bloomborough. What the fuck?
What is
It
Bloomborough?
literally is like it's a miniature world of like mice and wonderment. I'm gonna lose my mind.
That's gonna
Wait,
come out.
do they
And
have?
then
My
Whoa!
only
That's
question:
gonna.
do they have like nuclear weapons? Can I like Fallout 4 little boy, the mice and wonderment?
I'm gonna
So
say
I
that's
send-
I'm gonna
I
call
send-
it. I'm gonna call it right now. That Q3's Doctor Who-esque like third-party special commander decks. It's gonna be Alice in Wonderland.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you're probably right, aren't you?
Honestly, I would like to play. I would like to be able to say I cast 2 mice soldiers and then I cast a little boy.
I'm gonna lose my mind. Like,
That's
so,
my goal in Magic the Gathering.
the
Just, like,
final
murder.
set to release next year is Duskmourn, House of Horror. What are these things?
That just
Why are they?
Also,
This
also,
is pissing me
Dusk-
off, honestly.
Dusk-
Yeah,
Duskmourn-
you know what that sounds like? That sounds like a Disney like haunted ride, like a haunted
Duskmourn
like. Get your
literally looks like it was copy pasted straight off of All Will Be One.
It looks like Phyrexia.
I swear to
What
God,
was?
that exact image was on like the All Will Be One box.
God, like it just.
I
So-
think what I found interesting was I found myself without even having this conversation with you guys yet. I was reading Murders of Carlo Manor, that one, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, what would be the thing of the set? Like,
The niche.
so you have
Clue and
in
investigate tokens.
it's
It's Clue tokens. It's probably gonna be Clue.
but actually, but actually, I could be
I
like,
love-
I could
to
be
be
like,
clear,
I found I could,
Don't you
at the
make
table.
don't you make a white blue Clue deck? I
No,
swear. to
I-
God.
listen.
might
Listen,
make
at the
white blue
table, I
deck.
could be like, it was the fucking, oh god, I don't know any cool characters.
Bro walks up with a monocle and a pipe and is like,
He goes,
buys the
he-
bubble pipe.
He goes, I think it was David in the dorm room with the
With the-
water bottle, and then
I'm
killed
like,
No, but
oh
like
my God.
actually,
and
no,
then
but
killed
like actually,
Oh,
that's
Bro,
the
I would
goal.
lose
Lord.
my mind. But see, like,
I
we're making fun of it, and we're making fun of how goofy it sounds.
No,
like,
yeah.
the legitimately, oh my god.
Outlaws of Thunder Junction. I want to go on Moxfield in next summer, and I want to see like 4 or 5 decks named just High Noon that are like EDH level 9 decks.
I knew.
So, and something I want to say is that a lot of these products are being released, and it's expanding their horizons, and I love having new players into Magic. I mean, literally the reason Leighton is here is because I talked to him about Magic the Gathering.
They're expanding their new horizons, guys.
And oh
They're
my god.
no, excuse me. They're expanding their modern horizons, guys. 3 times.
My boy is gonna be like the ultimate dad joke. Like when he becomes a dad, it's gonna be like unbearable.
You
No, dude.
already know today. David's like, I'm tired. I'm like, hi, tired. I'm late. In
Like,
Aroma Joe's. It
I
was
can
funny
see
as
him
shit.
in slow-mo at like a restaurant being like, like the waiter comes up and it's just like, can I help you with anything else? Can I get you anything else? And he's gonna go, $1 million would be nice. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna die right now on the spot. I'm gonna die.
You do that at PAX, we kill you.
I'm going to. You already know it.
So really quick, guys, I want to say, we're gonna hop into nerdy news really quick, but I want you guys to wrap up your thoughts about what we talked today.
Yeah, I think honestly, in general, like going from the decks that are the sets that we've seen before, it was the move from Magic based sets where we had the different niches such as Toxic and Companion and all kinds of different like actually cool things. And I wouldn't say that crossovers are not cool. It's just that we're getting into a part of Magic where crossovers are the new thing. It's the Fortnite of Magic the Gathering. And though I don't really have that big of an axe to
Guys,
grind, I guess.
The new Boruto set's coming out. You guys gonna buy in? You guys
No.
gonna buy the
outta
new
here.
Boruto
Dude,
Get
set?
outta
I will
here.
actively contribute to the burning of those cards.
Yeah.
It's
But
gonna be
no,
like
it's like
Germany.
Bro, I can see it now. Doubling season gets reprinted again because it's gonna be called like the fucking
Shadow
like
Clone
I don't know,
Jutsu or
Shadow
something.
Clone Jutsu. I'm gonna I can see it right now. I can see it
Gross.
right now.
gross.
And it's gonna be like $50, and I'm gonna like actually just die.
I want Post Malone to buy it and then just burn all of them.
Please, can we start a GoFundMe?
For Post Malone to burn all Magic cards except the one, no, including the One Ring. Turn it
Yeah,
into a
it-
Banksy painting.
But honestly, to just kind of like finish what I was saying, like it is at a point where crossovers are what is the future, and I think that going forward they just need to lower the price. They need to keep it low, and we will be good. We will be great killer. And yeah, that's good. Aiden, what do you
Uh,
think?
yeah.
I entirely agree with you. If they keep set boosters at a cap of like $7, like absolute maximum premium set, $7, everything would be fine. The
A
fucking
premium set $7. A
yeah,
normal set.
yeah, 5.
Wizards needs to look at themselves and think, do we want to make money or do we want to keep players? And I think that's what they're
Well,
going to have to do.
Well,
Well,
and
there's an answer there.
I don't feel like those things are mutually exclusive though.
I honestly feel like that's what they're thinking. They're thinking, I want to squeeze out this last bit of water from the dish rag, but I don't care if the dish rag breaks if we
we
squeeze
saw
out
that
enough
with
water.
D&D, and we've talked about that on the podcast. Like, it's clear that the CEO of Wizards of the Coast doesn't give a single flying fuck how the money is made, as long as she's raking in as much money as possible.
Which I mean,
Like,
And then the entire community said no. And she was like, "Okay."
yeah,
and
it's
and
like,
and,
but
that, and that's
knowing that she's like that, even then, even that we have the power and stuff to be able, like, we are the consumer. She doesn't make her money unless we buy her stuff. But it's the fact that we know that that the person in power at Wizards of the Coast is money hungry. That's just, it's so disappointing.
they
It is
need to
disappointing.
they really need to, like, I mean, because collectively as a company you can overpower your CEO as a company collectively. Unfortunately, the company collectively also sucks.
Mhm.
Um, so what they need to do is hire better writers.
Hey, speaking of writers, let's move on to nerdy news. And I want to
Let's
talk
go.
about something just really quick. So, speaking of writers, the writer strike is still going on in in like while we're talking about writers and stuff like that, writers need to be paid fairly. And this is a continuous thing that's going to probably keep showing up recently in all sorts of forms of media. So any type of love of film, if you love video games and stuff like that, these people are on strike right now. If you want to give them support, any type of love, because they
Are
are
video
being
games
extremely
writers on
underpaid.
strike?
Yeah, some
Damn,
of them.
It's the
damn
whole
the
union is on strike.
damn
It's the whole union.
damn
Ooh.
the multimillionaire Disney writers are striking against the multi-billion Disney company.
Bro, no,
Oh,
no. They get paid $90,000. Like, and then the directors get paid. Yeah, if you want to look it up, like,
No, they
and
do
the
get
thing
paid
is,
peanuts compared.
if
hmm.
it's
It's
ridiculous.
it's like RDJ is making 10 mil off an Avengers movie, and the writer who made up the entire story is making a quarter of that. Not a quarter. Yeah, that'd be bad. That'd be very bad. But
Yeah, if they're
And but
complaining
like
about
also,
$250,000 a year, I'd be like, huh?
well, I mean, honestly, they are like even $250,000 a year. That's fine. Let them be paid a percentage of the movie value or
Exactly.
something
They
like
should
that.
be paid for
That's what they're arguing
residuals.
about because this is the thing. These movies are making billions of dollars, or
You're
yeah,
right.
billion
I
dollars.
I do think that the writers of Lightyear should be paid how much they got for Lightyear.
I mean, seriously though, this is what they're lobbying for and stuff like that. And I don't want to bring up anything like anything controversial, but like this is something that's going on and it's good to be aware of. But more nerdy news. I think moving on. More people have other things to say about this. If you guys want to go ahead and take over nerdy news.
Well,
okay,
the number one, the new South Park game.
okay.
Oh my god.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing with that. I got a
It's
TikTok
I think
about it. Then
I
Ethan
think they're
sent me the
just
same
like,
TikTok.
it's money, but also at the same time, like, the South Park franchise is known to be doing stupid stuff, and that's the point. Like, they're just making that video game is going to be a laughing stock, but on purpose. Like, I think that's the goal.
It is so weird. It's in 3D.
Um,
It. I don't understand what it's. I don't even know what it's gonna be. Like it looks like a battle royale for fuck's sake.
Lord help me. Yeah, they've taken over.
I
It
feel
does look like a battle
it's
royale.
either going to be a third-person battle royale or a MOBA, and I don't know
A
which
tragedy.
is
Both.
Oh God, no, MOBA is 100% worse.
I hope
I
it's
would
both. I hope it's both together. I hope it's
Together
both
in
It's
together.
one. Aiden, what do you think about Armored Core?
Well, my
Yeah,
controller's
buddy.
broken, so I can't even play it.
L. You'll be able to use mine when we get to school. Don't you
I'm
worry,
gonna
Schnookums.
literally,
I'll
I'm
take
gonna
care of you.
smooch you on the mouth.
Dude, I have been looking up review after review, like obviously non-spoilers. This game looks like it's legit. It's like
Well,
obviously it's
it's the
the
Elden
Gundam
Ring.
game.
It's the Elden Ring combo. It's Bandai Namco and FromSoft.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. It is the farthest FromSoft game from Dark Souls. It is almost in no way like Dark Souls. And that's
Dude,
what the reviews have been saying.
it
And
kind of
like
reminds me of uh what is it? BioShock. It kind of reminds me of BioShock when I look at it. Like just aesthetic wise and everything. So,
It's a
yeah,
little too high. It's a little too high techy for that. BioShock always
It-
had
I
this like
think
1950s vibes.
I'm very excited though for oh god, I could talk about this game forever, so I'm gonna have to like keep it down.
It does
But
look
like
so good.
it's to the point where like it's going to be very easily approachable supposedly. It's pretty intuitive on just how to get started and start playing, and then the whole gameplay loop is you're in a mission. It takes about maybe 2 minutes to longest it takes about 10 minutes to 15 minutes. There's maybe a boss fight in between these missions. Sometimes the mission is only go out, kill these two turrets, come back, and the mission ends. It's very like, Metal Gear Solid in that esque. But the gameplay loop is mission, get money, customize your mech, mission, get money, customize your mech, and that's the loop. And though it may seem at first glance like, oh, that's going to get boring,
You know what?
supposedly from how customization works and how the levels are placed, it's really, really fun.
Well, I
Like,
was
The way
watching.
the way you say it. Sorry, really quick. The way you say a bad game, like Ace Combat 7, I played because I like playing games generally, and Ace Combat 7 is kind of an arcadey playing game, but that's kind of what it feels like. Ace Combat is you you have a main story, and the whole idea is that the mission is playing out the main story. You go out, you do your mission, and then you come back or whatever, and then you get money for customizations and upgrades or different jets or whatnot, and then you get some of the story, and then you do it again. And that's what Ace Combat 7 is. So, I mean, it sounds pretty
yeah.
similar.
And it's even going into stuff like supposedly just how they talk, like it's badass. It's so badass. Like I'm pretty sure that I may be wrong. It's along the lines, but your name is like AC-126 or Armored Core 126, and you're a mercenary for hire who is like damn good at his job, which is one very starts from how FromSoft usually starts your game, where you're basically the lowest of the low with no power. In this game, you're going against like sometimes you're coming up against rookies that are in like rogue pilots like testers and stuff like that shouldn't be out in the field, and these guys are new, and you just go up and you whoop them like so fast, and like the voice lines of the other person is like, holy crap, I can't let this like guy who's only in it for the money get me, or something like that. And it's like,
You're saying these
That's very
missions
similar
take
to how
like
Ace Combat
2
is.
minutes?
what is it?
You're saying these missions take like 2 minutes? Is it like?
No, not all of them. I'm saying there's certain ones.
Yeah, I
It's
know. But
supposedly
I'm looking at like the trailers and stuff. The scale is ridiculous. Like
yeah, that's the trailers don't really that's like probably an open world mission. There's missions where it's like you're set in one. From what I've been listening, like I've listened to Kind of Funny, I've listened to a couple more YouTubers talk about it. From the showcase they were able to do, they got their hands on it for like 4 hours. um there's missions that legitimately you go in, you go out, you kill a couple things, and whether or not it's in that world, like there's a couple maneuverability things where you're flying across the map.
no, like
dude,
I'm
that's
watching the
sick.
trailer. Is like they've got like an what's that called? What's the walker in Star Wars called?
An
AT-AT?
No, the other one. Wait.
ATST.
ATST. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the big
The one
big
that
one on
Luke
Hawk.
likes. Yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
ATAT.
AT-AT.
That isn't AT-AT? I thought the
Yeah.
Is that the
doing
sand?
doing.
Is-
No, those are the ATSTs. I mean,
Oh
Are you talking about the Sandcrawler mission, Aiden? Is it like a dune?
yeah, with the giant
Yeah.
thing. You're like
That looks dope as shit, by
you're
the
a
way.
robot and you start out in the distance and there's this massive like AT-AT looking thing, like considerably larger than an
It
actual
looks like the
AT-AT.
mountains in the
You know,
distance.
it
That's
looks
what
like
it
it's
looks
part
on.
of the background until you start flying through the level to your checkpoint and realize that it is your checkpoint. You fly across the map to this massive thing and
So
then go
cool.
up into it.
Also, Aiden, just for some reference, that mission is one of the longer ones. It's like 15 minutes or something like that.
There's no way it's 15 minutes. They must be fucking speed running this shit.
Well, no, it's
So-
so okay. Sorry to kind of go back. The bosses are they're from software bosses. Let's just put that in perspective. Like the mission is supposed to take 15 minutes, but the boss will take you about 2 hours once you get to them, kind of thing. Like that there's definitely a disparity there, I guess.
I don't
yeah,
know.
but anyway.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
anyway.
we should probably move on here.
Sorry. Armored Core
Armored
is
Core
just-
Sykes.
it's the
I
thing.
know you're hyped. You're hyped. I gotcha.
Do we-
I can run through the other couple ones. Oh yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre the 17th. So 4 days actually. It comes out on Game Pass. It's gonna be, if you guys have ever seen Friday the 13th, that game that released. It's like there's gonna be you're
gonna
playing
be
as a
cool.
member of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre family, and then it's a map similar to Friday the 13th. So there's goals. There's gonna be proximity chat. Like, I'm so excited. This game is going to be hilarious, but also probably terrifying. And then another one that I know Leighton won't really enjoy, Overwatch Season 6 story update.
It's really just not that interesting.
Honestly, okay,
No, the most interesting
been
part is
getting-
the fact that they put themselves on Steam and got so unbelievably review bombed. It was fucking
it's so
hilarious.
funny. The videos where it's like, so
I love it.
Alari is the new character that released for this season.
Alari looks
and it's
very
all
cool.
of the videos. Alari's dope, awesome. But all of the videos are like Alari when she because she does a blinding thing, and it's like Alari when she blinds you from the fact that they got rid of PvE, and it's like that's all of the comments, and I was like,
No,
oh,
literally, it's like
Oh
everything
my
across
God.
every.
It
I love
is so.
It is
It is
it is a
109,000 reviews.
109,000 reviews, 9% positivity.
Mhm.
It
It
is
is-
Oh
it's
my
bad.
God.
redonkulous.
Also,
Another
I will
W
say,
for the Valve community.
it's funny because
Everyone's making
I'm
TF2
actually
memes.
getting genuinely better at Overwatch. I just ranked up to bottom of plat, and I'm still going up, as well as me and Caleb. And
Damn.
the funny thing is that it's not even that we enjoy Activision. Obviously we know this, but it's just the gameplay loop is fun. It's something that you can turn on. It's similar to Battle Royale. I don't want to play Fortnite. Like, it's just one of those games. And there's nothing else that I can think of that's same other than like fucking Dead by Daylight.
Oh
And
god.
no thank you.
That
No
that's
thank you.
that is a funny ass review, but that's bad.
Not readable on Twitch.
Another W for the Valve community. Just saying.
I don't know which Blizzard treats worse, its players or its female employees.
Oh God. Oh God.
Ooh.
That's the first
Ooh.
one.
Okay. So
And on that
with,
note,
yeah, with everything that we've talked about today, I know this is one of our longer episodes, but we really appreciate you guys staying right to the end, and we love you as always. And I guess we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. So I guess we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
bye.